your favorite Theta nurses entered some stuff on there. Remember that guy? He hopped into the limelight, and Kyler knows about the nurse. So apparently the male nurse entered into the Theta Hackathon. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, good luck. The metaverse needs a nurse for sure. All right, so let's jump into this tweet, or I'm sorry, this X post from a few weeks back here, ranking the best TV shows of all time.
This week episode is brought to you by none of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some Nona sauce? Too bad, only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Hey Pineheads, get ready to geek out because one of the biggest events in the Theta ecosystem is here. The Theta Hackathon, sponsored by Samsung Next. A longtime friend and investor of Theta, Samsung Next focuses on founders pursuing the imagined and impossible. There's a prize pool of over $250,000. Not only cash prizes, but prizes that are way more fun possibly than cash, like tickets to ThetaCon 2024 in Vegas this December. Submissions will be judged by executives from Theta Labs as well as representatives from Theta Partners, Samsung Next, and Google Cloud. From video platform integrations to generative AI models, smart contracts, subchains, gaming apps, the possibilities are endless. So mark your calendars, follow the hype, and join the revolution. Check out more details on prizes, rules, and judges at theta2024.devpost.com.
This week's episode of Poppin' Mags is proudly sponsored by POG Digital, an interoperable, universal gaming ecosystem officially created by the World POG Federation. The game you collect has entered the digital era. Learn more at pogdigital.com.
Poppin's poppin' and lockin', Magnum scrutinizing. Poppin' Mags Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 10 of the Zilly Award-winning Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good. Finally, we're going to record.
I know you've been waiting for me all night here. My apologies.
I haven't been waiting for you all night.
You haven't been? Is that what you said?
I haven't. No.
You haven't. No, the other way around. So let's get right into it here. I figured out some stuff this week. You know, we kind of called out this Psycho drop last week, and I think rightfully so. I think there was quite a bit of confusion about what was going on. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, stuff we did, I guess, stuff we did change the outcome of our
Correct.
choice, which our choice was not wrong.
Correct. We chose properly, but then it come to find out because we went out on the market and purchased the one that we burned and had in our wallets, it was causing it to glitch out basically and tell us that we got it wrong. So I'm not sure what the exact logic is behind the system, but
to be fair, Rob, he seemed like he didn't want to get into it too much on the show, but he said, and he said on the stream that there's a way to game it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not talking about trying to game it or anything like that, but the fact of the matter was we burned the right one. We went out and bought the other one just to, you know, renew our collection, and it caused it to tell us that we got it wrong, right? So,
right.
Bottom line is, if you burn one, don't go and rebuy it and have it in your wallet, because even if it's the right one, it'll tell you that you lost. So double check yourself.
Right. So if you lose, I mean, I don't know if I want to say anymore. Right?
I don't want to. I mean, I think it's all conjecture other than that fact, right? If you buy the one you burn and you have it in your wallet, it's going to, you know, not work.
I will say I noticed this. I didn't tell you about this. So and I think I'm right, but if you go to the Psycho Drop, right? And you
On Theta
click
Drop?
on Theta Drop and you go in there, go click in like the blue pack or the purple pack, it's going to show you all the ones that are out there. So if it was the big pack, I mean, it's going to show you all regardless. Okay. If you go all the way down, the last category is perilous. And are you doing that or no?
I certainly am currently.
Okay. So if you go all the way down and then you hit the last category that is perilous, or no, actually, is it? Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
You're going to notice something. Do you see something?
These appear to be the cards that are being used in the challenges.
So, right. So this was week 4, and it looks like the first 2 were week 1. Uh, the next 2 were week 2, week 3, and then this current week 4. So I'm going to assume that Lordo Blast and sucked into the Dupliverse
Dupliverse.
is going to be next week. I'm calling that.
That seems to be a pretty astute observation. So, and it's kind of funny because, I was always, I didn't understand this fully, even after having Rob on, but now I'm getting it more, right? So each week there's a video that comes out, and the point of the video is to give people the 2 cards that are going to be involved in it prior to the challenge being revealed, right? So
Yep.
these the clues come out and you can find out what the 2 cards are, but that does not give you any insight into which one you're supposed to burn.
Correct.
So looking back on week 1 and 2, I just totally got lucky and burned the right one unknowing.
I think
Well,
let me look
maybe there
back.
was, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe 1
So
week.
week 2 was the smothered by toxins, but we got that from Rob's clue about
Oh,
what was
that's
that
right.
movie? The
Yes,
Shawshank Redemption.
you're right.
Okay. And then the other one, Strax Attacks, which is the one, well, he said keep the one, and he goes, the clue I'm gonna give you is Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3 or something. That pitch, which one of those 2 reminds you of Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3, and it
Yeah.
is Stack Attacks.
Right. So
So
lifting up over the top of the head. Yeah.
so Rob has clue. I mean, so it's like, I mean, because it doesn't seem like the clues of what the 2 are gonna be, right? Like that doesn't seem like a big deal because when you're gonna do the
Yeah.
challenge,
Exactly.
it's gonna both be there, but you're gonna need to know to make the right one.
Right. Yeah,
So
the point of the video is for anybody that didn't buy the Perilous pack, the pack that comes with all the Perilous cards, give them the opportunity to go and get them. But I think you just short-circuited that with your observation here.
I don't really have many observations that are on the money, but when I do, they're pretty on the money.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like I leaned on you for quite a few of these, but I'm gonna have to pat myself on the back for this week's one.
Well, we'll see. I think, yeah. Well, I mean, we can just front run and say we think we know what the right choice was because it's not going to come out. So
Exactly.
yeah. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Bob.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I listened to Rob on his Bolt stream, live on Bolt Plus, and about an hour or so into his stream, he brought up this current week's challenge, and it was not an easy clue. It was the one that you have to keep has something to do with a movie that Tom Hanks was in with an actress who played a mother in ER. And dude, so the first thing I did, obviously, was go to like ER, like on Wikipedia, and looked up all the characters. There's like 30 mothers that are listed. It's ridiculous. So I started going down the list, and of course, Tom Hanks has had a movie with every single one of them.
Of
It
course.
it's
Well,
it's out of control.
well, it's funny too because I don't know if it was that same movie that you figured out. I think John Goodman was in that.
Ah, no kidding. I've never seen the movie.
I didn't even know that movie existed,
No
but
idea.
yeah, I was just all over IMDb going back and forth between ER and Tom Hanks movies. I was guessing it had to be something to do in the 80s. But that was just
I
by
think
chance.
that was right though. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
the
it was from
yeah.
the 80s. I've never heard of it.
No. So yeah, so I mean, I got about 10 into it, and Sally Field came up, and I was like, oh, she was on there for 6 or 7 years. I was like, okay, this is probably the most well-known actress of any of the mothers on there. Most of them before that I had never heard of before. And of course, the first movie that you look up with Tom Hanks and Sally Field is
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Exactly. So I almost stopped there, but then I went and I researched a little further, and one came up called Punchline. And I was like, oh, Punchline, interesting. Like it's about comedians, stand-up comedy. Shout out West 2. Um, but
Yeah.
it was, obviously the card options this week were Punch Out Psych or Coup de Trap Psych. And the way Rob
Phrased it.
mentioned it, yeah, he was like, when you see it, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And
So, yeah,
I think I might be wrong. Sally Field is a two-time Oscar winner. Tom Hanks maybe too.
shout out.
Definitely. I think he's definitely one. I think Private Ryan and one of the other ones. Um, but
Not Forrest
yeah.
Gump? No?
Could be. Could be.
So yeah, so that's what I spent a little time doing that, and I'm happy to have gotten I'm calling it that this is the right one. Sally Field, Tom Hanks, Punchline. Um, if I'm wrong, everybody will let me know. But I'm gonna take the victory lap on that one because it's not too often that I'm a help on these things. So
I was wrong. It was Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. But also funnier that he got a Best Actor nominee for leading role in Big. This seems
oh
like a weird movie to be nominated for, but lot less
yeah,
movies back then, I guess.
I mean that's a pretty classic movie, but yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't put it up there with your Shawshanks.
no, but we'll get into that later. Not
Okay.
with movies, but we got a tweet to re take,
Revisit?
yeah, from a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
weeks ago.
Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, I showed I mean I learned it too, but Popper to take bookmarks of different tweets
Yes,
so we
you
could
did.
easily refer back to them. So
Yep, this is an old one. I noticed that I had not done any this week, but that one was still there waiting for me. So thank you.
and after the confusion of the challenge last week, only because we did that extra step that we didn't need to do, we wouldn't have realized any issue, right? But the point of that is I lost my train of thought.
The point is, don't buy the one that you burned.
That's yeah.
Maybe there's
We'll
another
just
point.
yeah we'll just say that.
And the other point is, I really want those Zots. I spent a minute disappointed in myself, and now I'm like happy to be back in it.
Yeah, I saw you messaged me because we made the same one. We were going back and forth, and you were having second guesses after you made your choice last week. After I told you some other stuff about the stream, I
Yeah.
think, but I was like, no, I think that one makes the most sense. And then we burnt that one, and then I wake up to a message from you like we messed up or something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna pretend like that is not happening. And then I checked it out and I saw, yeah, like Big X we lost. Which is not true. We actually won.
Yes, we did. Yes,
So
we did. Feels good. Feels good to get a redo. It almost
there's gonna
feels like we get a gimme on that one.
there could be a legitimate pinball challenge for the championship, right? I think there could be.
Where does pinball rate on your arcade game?
I would say Je joue le flip. Uh, it's the top up there. I mean, like back in the you remember arcades? Like
Yeah, of course.
we had an arcade in a mall that wasn't too far from us, and that was like the best. Mortal Kombat 2 was great, obviously, but dude, the pinball, Twilight Zone pinball, all the pinball games were fucking great. I preferred the the pinball.
Yeah, I used to go bowling every Saturday with my Oma, like way back in the day. And all those bowling alleys had a couple of those like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and a couple pinball machines. So, when it was my Oma's turn to bowl, that's why I was over playing pinball.
Yeah, so then we got some competition.
Yeah, should be fun. Should be fun.
I think I could take Jenny on in pinball. I mean, I don't think he's got a shot, but
Yeah, that's a little more game of there's some luck involved. There's definitely some skill, but he plays that one game with the what I don't know if he's got an Oculus or whatever it is, but with the music, and he's like cutting the like I don't know. I forget I forget what it was. I've seen him play it a few times, and the dude just doesn't miss. It's insane. I would never play him in that.
Okay.
Shout out Theta TV where I saw that. No big deal.
Rest in peace, Theta TV.
Yep. Hey, how about a little POGHub Pog Embassy update?
Tell me more.
Well,
is this the Pog Corner sponsored by Pog?
Yeah, this is the beginning of this week's Pog Corner, sponsored in part by Pog Digital, and Pog.com, the original. But yeah, so you can thank me because I used your referral code.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for thanking me. But yeah, I was actually, while I was waiting, because I don't have, I'm not watching the show that you're watching, so I have plenty of spare time prior to recording. So I was on Pog Embassy, and I was lighting up all of my tasks and just pocketing all the tokens that I could here. So
nice.
Have you been on there? Is that a daily stop in the Magnum?
Well, we do have the daily check-in. I didn't. So, so the previous week I was on when this came out, and I actually saw like a preview video before everyone did, and I think it came out like earlier than Kyler wanted it. So I was like, "Oh, this looks cool," and then the functionality is really good. But then it just seemed like a bunch of bots came in and just like I don't know, like annihilated the leaderboard.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I was just actually looking through it. Bunty 356766, Rohit 78922, Harsh 82992, Jayton 78992. Just all like 12,300 points, every single one of them. So for sure, there's a lot going on. Prince 56778, Cigar 67888, Kaku 6788. So for sure, there's some funny business going on. People are spending some time creating accounts or whatnot to take care of this. And if you go to like those tweets that you get the points for liking and retweeting, there is massive amount of retweets and likes on them.
Yeah. So I think Kyler acknowledged that like it wasn't supposed to go out yet or something. But I didn't. Every time I always had these like appointments coming up every time this past week, so I'm going to try to get back in there. I only got on with your boy JTW last on Friday that just passed.
And how did that go? That was a Pog space, right?
That was yeah. I mean, that's what I was talking about, the Pog spaces. John Heater was on, and then JTW was on, and we got to ask him a question about is John showing up to ThetaCon, and TBD still. TBD. Okay. He might want to be hanging out in Japan instead of us, but it happens.
I mean, listen,
I'd rather hang out in Japan than us.
I was just gonna say, I've never been to Japan. I've been to Vegas, and yeah, Vegas is what it is. But yeah, I mean, Japan, that would be like once in a lifetime for me, probably. Maybe one or it'd be great to go more than once, but it'd be great to get out there once, and I'm sure the kids would love it. So unfortunately, I might have to pick Japan too. I don't know. To be determined.
TBD, more TBD. And then what else we got?
Yeah, so get on to Pog Embassy. It looks like you got a daily grab. So once every 24 hours, looks like 2,500 of these. I don't know, what do you call these? I don't even know. Pog points.
The Pog points. You haven't been paying attention too much this summer.
That is absolutely true. Pog points. So get on there, do your social quests, do your daily check-in, and go to the Dodgers game. What are you doing?
Just listening to the message. Yeah.
All right. Grove coin. So we are now sitting at, as the date of release, July 23rd. So I'm assuming that the snapshot that was for the 17th is all done and taken care of.
That's not true.
Unbelievable. What do you mean?
Well, I don't. I just so I worked on that list, and I spent a lot of time on that list, and then some people brought up some points, but I mean they brought them up like a couple days before the snapshot,
Right.
and because I was like, we all knew they weren't coming off there, so like I'm not. So right now I don't have any issue that we don't have those coins yet. I think Rare said maybe to the end of the month or something. Not 100%. Don't quote me on it, but I was tasked with doing that, and then you and Aragon kind of spearheaded. Everyone else hopped on, and I don't discount your points. So basically, the conversation was because they have to be off Theta Drop to get the coin. What's gonna happen with the ones on Theta Drop? How do they know which wallets are which? And then if they don't get them off Theta Drop, then should the coins be allocated to the people that actually did what they were supposed to, so they get more effectively, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I don't disagree with that. However, I don't really have the time to. So there was a spreadsheet. So apparently, I think Aragon reached out to VMux, and VMux sent him a spreadsheet. Did you look at that yet?
Well, I mean, that was only the accounts that were linked through Theta Rarity. That's yeah.
It's not even everything. No.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Okay. So I don't have a good. I mean, that just makes it even more. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do?
So just to catch everyone up, the issue here is that Grove coin is going to be airdropped if you hold pineapples, but if it's airdropped to accounts that are Theta Drop accounts, that Grove coin is going to be inaccessible. It has been told to us that only T Drop, T Fuel, and T Fuel are accessible on Theta Drop accounts. There's no desire or
You can't
in
even
the works.
move Theta on Theta Drop, but
right. So basically, any Grove that is sent to a Theta Drop account is just gone. Like, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, of course, last minute before and now listen, I don't really care that the drop of the Grove hasn't happened. We were only told that the snapshot was going to happen.
Right.
So the drop is something different.
The snapshot, I think, technically did happen because whatever they said the snapshot was, I was only recording pines that were opened up to that point.
Perfect. And that's exactly what should be. Yep.
So, and you need a date, and that was a date. So I have the pool of pines and the allocations. But just does it make sense to I mean, the whole like I mentioned from the beginning to Rare, I go, do we have to do it this way? Because like, look at Tygons. Look how Tygon, like, we're not staking Tygons yet, but look how Alexa, stop. I didn't even know that was going on.
Wow, 7 minutes.
Yeah. So what did I say? I said,
you said, look at Tygons.
Yeah. So Tygons was weird, and a lot of people, I don't know, some people like you didn't know about the stuff in time, so you missed some of those challenges. But Tygons, you had to move them off of anywhere and bring them back to Theta Drop. But then, am I wrong? You had to delegate an address so they could send you the coins to that address, right?
Correct.
So why don't they fucking do that? And they're like, nope, they have to come off. I don't understand why. Pogs didn't have to come off. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm confused. It just seems like it's making it harder. At least if you did it that way, um, you still wouldn't know. You would still have to plan for everyone claiming it. Obviously, that wouldn't happen, so it'd be like the same. But I think more people would claim it because they were on Theta Drop. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I'm not upset at getting coins. It's just this extra. Who needs to do this extra work? Is it Theta Drop? Is it? It's probably the Grove team that has
Probably
to
Lance.
Schrader. You know, I think that was going to talk about. We fired that intern because Barry said she lost um, the Zots challenge last week because me and you saw that we lost. So she probably didn't even check that she lost. And then I told her that we lost. And then she's like, oh, great, we lost. And then I think just tonight or earlier today, she was like, oh, I won? I was like, yeah, did you look at the video? Because me and you did something stupid. We bought the one that we burnt, which worked against us. So
Yep.
that's weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's funny, but so we fired the intern over that for passing out the wrong information to Andrea, but turned out it was the right information.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably facing a lawsuit now.
Well, we weren't paying him anything, so what's 10x times 0?
Double lawsuit.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyways,
but yeah, this just kind of highlights the fact that things that people think are easy are not easy. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, exactly. And last minute changes, though I like them, I like what you're saying. I don't hate it, but I don't have the data, and I can't aggregate that data. I
Right.
don't believe so. Because the point is, hey, I don't know if you said this already, but hey, well then how do we filter out the Theta Drop accounts? Well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what's a Theta Drop account, and I guess that's what you're referring to. Part of the list we had or we got from VMux was the people on Theta Rarity that have linked their Theta
Through
Drop
Theta
accounts
Pass. Yeah.
through Theta Pass. Shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have any good I don't know. I'm not confident. I don't know about you. I'm not confident.
No, I mean, listen, like here's what it takes to do this. In order to avoid dropping these to Theta Drop accounts, we need a list of all the Theta Drop accounts. And it's been made clear to us that this is a Grove team project to take care of, right? So what we need is a list of all the Theta Drop accounts. We need a master schedule of all of the pineapples that are out there that have been minted as of the 17th or whatever
Right.
it was.
Yeah.
Where we can identify token ID number to edition number, and then be able from there to identify the highest valued attribute or characteristic for this airdrop purpose, right? I mean,
Right.
then you're going to have a list of all of the and we need to know what wallet holds that account. And then once you have that, you can go through and disregard any of the ones that are held in Theta Drop accounts. And then you're left with a list of all of the other pineapples that are held outside of Theta Drop. And from there, you can make the drop, right, to those accounts. That doesn't sound easy. It sounds like a lot. And it's also a lot of information that, as me and you sit here, we can't access. Nobody can just go. I can pull up any account on Theta Explorer, and without digging into it, I can't tell you if it's a Theta Drop account or not, right? I mean,
Right.
You dig into it and you can probably figure it out, but that ain't going to cut it. We got 3,000 wallets that are holding these things. We're not going through hundreds of thousands of Theta accounts to figure out whether they're there or not. So
no, and there's over 3,000 wallets
right
that have
exactly.
pines in them.
Right. So I would I would expect that there's some kind of a master list of like, these are Theta Drop accounts. These are the wallet addresses of Theta Drop accounts. That has to be somewhere, right? I mean, I can't imagine that it's not. Like they have control of all of these accounts in some manner. So, I mean, if all we need is that information, and it's still going to take a little while to get it through it, because just identifying
Well,
what the
because
highest trait is right on any of these is not going to be easy either.
I'm, well, yeah, and two, like I told you, I don't know if this is another problem, but I didn't do by token ID, I did by edition number.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Which is
So
why we need like but there should be a master JSON report. Like, I've gotten these reports from ThetaZilla Club before when I helped them out with rarities. And it's just, you get this master report of all of it, and you can, you have the token ID number, the edition. It's got like all of the different columns for the different kind of characteristics that it could have, and then whatever it is, right? So prop, gold, whatever it is, or none, right? So you have something for each one,
right.
and then from there, once you have that, you can figure out, all right, this is the highest ranking one. So boom. So now I got edition 437. It's really Pineapple 8820. And the highest one is it's a skull or whatever.
Yeah, it just makes it on my, like, too, there was another thing going on this week in there in the Grove Discord about people that are ticked off that their cans don't count, their canisters, and it's been said from the beginning that they're not going to count. It's not a pine until you open it. So if you're not going to open it, then you're not getting anything. And obviously you missed the snapshot, so it wasn't open. So I guess continue to keep it shut. But it's someone greedy who wanted to keep them. This is my opinion. Someone greedy who wanted to keep them to make more money off of them. And so why should you be rewarded? Be a man or woman and just open it up, and then you have it. If not, then sorry Buster Brown, I'm not dealing with that shit.
Listen, you guys were clear about this for at least a month or more before this thing happened, so no one should be surprised by this. Everybody has the right to not like it, but you can't say you're surprised by it. And you still have a decision to make, right? No one said you have to open it. You only have to open it if you want to earn the airdrop from it. If you think it's better in your situation to keep it closed and try to resell it in the future, that's a decision that you were able to make and you made. So
Right. Absolutely. But it just, I don't know if this, I don't want to hit that. I'm not upset at anyone. I'm upset just from the beginning, I guess, that it wasn't done easier than getting off Theta Drop, because I think the one thing that we all knew was you weren't going to get most of those pineapples off Theta Drop, because most people aren't paying attention to it. So so there's that, and it's like, oh well, okay, now have them coming off. Okay, well, everyone who paid attention, okay, everyone's on board. We gave people a ton of notice on that, and then oh, okay, well, do you think it's fair that these people that don't take it off aren't good? Like, we're not going to get those coins. Like, okay, I see your point. What do you want me to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, I can only do what I'm told to do. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, you don't need to make any.
It's already complicated
apologize
enough.
for anybody. Yeah.
And I'm not. Does that make sense? I'm not upset at anyone. I would prefer more coins, but I'm not the genius.
You're not
and I don't
making
have
the
the
rules.
information. I don't have all the information, and and that's a whole other thing. How that information is, then that's a whole other ball game. To figure out what you suggest about token IDs, edition numbers, then the
Yep. Yeah. It's all it all can be figured out, but we need what I said, right? If we can get that, then I can help you when we can put this together real quick.
So I'm not suggesting
not real quick. I mean, Lance can do it.
Yes, Lance, that guy. I think it's a good thing that they're talking about it. Just we don't have the information to complete it yet. So as far as I understand, so that's that. And we will be right back.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all, safe, as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the Doc today. This week's episode is brought to you by GuardiansOfTheta.com, offering 0% one-click Theta Guardian staking with random monthly token giveaways. Guardians also airdropped everyone staking with him an NFT that you're able to stake and earn T-Vibe. 100% uptime, 0 fees, random giveaways, what's not to love? Stop paying 4% and come join the fam with Guardians of Theta.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
Had a drop this week, our boy HGH,
Did.
the Battle Pugs Aquatic Edition. I did happen to see your name on the auction top 10 list there for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I checked the auction out after it ended, and I saw you come in with a late entry.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Yeah, not enough.
Ranger Danger.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did try. We left the house here at 5:55 p.m. on the way to Bona Bona to go get some ice cream. So right before I left, I was like, oh man, bad timing. But I put one in, and as I'm driving, I'm like, I wonder what happened. And sure enough, was not enough. But hey, whoever got number 1 edition, what a steal, because it came with the ticket, right?
Yeah.
So that's a $600 ticket to start with, and he paid $600 for that to get number 1 edition too.
Yeah, and it was a steal. It's a cycle. I mean, I haven't taken part in many bids on Theta Drop other than the Katy Perry Lion for $600,000.
That was you?
No, it was not me. I think the minimum, like it was there was a min bid on that one. I think that was 500,000.
What?
But yeah, no, it's like weird psychological, because, and I'm sure you know this, but it's like there's 10 spots. So I'm like, I'm not going to be, I feel like if I bid too high, I feel like an idiot because, I outbid by so much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get up to there to like third out of 10. And I was like, oh, well, that's good. And then it keeps getting eaten down. And I go back up to third again. And then, then I didn't win. But yeah, it is what it is. But I got all my challenges done though.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
So you're going to have to help me out. I have to put a ticket in, but I tried hooking up this thing with the Pugs and I can't get it to work.
Oh, the staking site?
Yeah, I there's like 4 things have to turn green and I get 3, and then when I hit the other green, everything basically it doesn't go through. And then there's one on the staking, and there's one where it won't link to Theta Drop, even though it says it does. But when I do the check thing, it links, but then the final one won't go through. And then on the other one, when the Theta Drop comes up to link, that time it won't link. So it was like 2 set, because there's an account, right? And so the linking up thing with the Reds is the Discord. So I can't verify my rolls because it keeps not going through. And then the wallet, even though I can link my wallet on the setup of the Discord, it just does nothing. And I've been on different browsers and stuff like that. Still no good. It says like someone said to put a ticket in or something, but just annoying.
All right, we can figure that out at some point here.
But yeah, I got all 3 of those challenges, and there was a Psycho crossover challenge.
Were you one of the lucky 30?
I was.
Nice.
I was.
Nice.
Were you?
Very cool. I was, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's still a couple packs left on this HGH drop, which I'm kind of surprised about. Every other drop of his has gone pretty quick, and like we said, like he's one of the guys that's still doing work, and he's reinvesting in his own project with this fund. So,
And he promoted it on Papa Mags too.
For real. And I actually just looked up the account of the winner, Sweetheart. I'm not sure who this is, if they had a name change or anything like that, but this person went all in on this drop for sure, and got the golden ticket. Maybe from this one might be the one from the challenge. I think that they might have opened every single type of pug from the challenge and claimed that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So congratulations to them. Looks like they got 2 ThetaCon tickets from here, and there's still one out there, I believe. Looks like.
Yeah, there was 3.
Yep. So, all right. Let's talk hackathon real quick.
Sure.
I did notice that crowd favorite Discord Legends WWZ game is entering the hackathon. And I mean, out of any project that has entered the hackathon, has more people been involved in it and used it at this point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And it's, I saw a comment on the, to it, gang. I have it. I'll keep it pinned to my profile, but that will take you in to look at Mac's entry, because I had such trouble this year finding how you could access the entries. I couldn't understand it, and I could be totally wrong. But here's my 2 cents: is a friend actually sent me the link and got me in, and I was like, oh, well, why is that link so hard for me to find? I couldn't find it. The only thing every time I tried to do it was like, oh, you're entering. That's the only way I could figure out how to look to get in. So like last I checked earlier this week or last week, whenever you're hearing this, I think it said, there was like over 1,000 entries, but I think there's only like 40 something. Last I checked, there's only 40 something entries, and there was 1,000 people, because you could be working on multiple projects. But like, there was this one project that was Dragon Ball Z t-shirts, and then it's like, you look at Mac's page in there, and it says, okay, so at the end of the entry, it says built with Amazon Web Service, Discord API, InfoStones, Theta, INF Stones Theta RPC, Magic Eden API, and some other stuff. This Dragon Ball Z one that was just selling t-shirts, it says built with English. That's the fucking entry. I swear to God. I took a screenshot of that. But so yeah, there's some scam stuff on there, but
hey, well, listen. Based on years prior, that's a guaranteed winner.
Unless your boy Sebastian has another rug he wants to promote.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're watching. Hopefully we can change the tide of these hackathons from the previous couple of years. So,
but I mean, we promoted it. We had a commercial. We're gonna run it again for the hackathon, and hopefully it's legit. This one comment on here, it says private user. This project hands down has given Theta more exposure across several other chains than any other I can think of. It's fun, brings communities together, and will only keep growing. Love it. So I agree with that statement.
I agree with the caller.
Your favorite Theta nurse has entered some stuff on there. Remember that guy? He hopped into the limelight, and
yeah.
Kyler knows about the nurse. So apparently the male nurse entered into the Theta Hackathon. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, good luck. The metaverse needs a nurse for sure. All right, so let's jump into this tweet or I'm sorry, this X post from a few weeks back here, ranking the best TV shows of all time.
Okay.
Do you have it handy?
I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just kind of curious on here. I know there's a few definite. I mean, number one off the top, Breaking Bad. Number two, Game of Thrones. I don't think that anyone can really argue those too much. Those are definitely two of the
Game of
best.
Thrones could have been much higher had not been for the ending. But
The ending was terrible. It cost me what, $50, I believe, at the
oh,
time.
you got off easy then.
Yeah, I got off easy. Yeah, those two are definitely in the top 10. Outside of those two, I haven't really seen too many of them, but I have seen The Wire, and that is amazing. Have you
I need to see it. I've heard good things about it. This is different than Shawshank.
how is it different than Shawshank?
Because it's a TV show series, and I've only heard good things about it. And that this is not like these fly by night Shawshanks. I do need to get on that at some point. I'm almost embarrassed saying I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
It'll give you a different view on some things for sure.
But Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Chernobyl, I didn't watch. That was recommended to me. I did not. I heard that was fantastic. What I love here, Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. Absolutely. I
Um,
mean, that's the oldest one on the list here, right? That is
it's got to be.
by a long shot. Yeah.
There's some great shows on here, for sure.
So now looking at the list I mean, obviously you got The Office probably higher.
Well, The Office, I mean, should stop it after this.
Two
cut out the
different,
last
yeah,
two
it's like two
seasons.
different, yeah.
Sure, that doesn't help it. I think Friends is always way too high.
I agree with that. I'm not a huge fan of Friends.
Yeah, and because Friends is 15. Friends is 15. Seinfeld's 30. No fucking way.
Yeah, Seinfeld should be above Friends. I agree with that.
Way above there. Mr. Robot's fantastic. Black Mirror, obviously. We have the Black Mirror podcast. Always Sunny in Philadelphia is great. The Boys, I just finished the last season last night. Not what I expected. That was the end, and I did not see coming, for sure. Mandalorian. Yeah. So is there Twin Peaks? The original Twin Peaks. You're probably not familiar with this, right?
I've heard of Twin Peaks. I don't think I ever saw it, but that
It's
is
what-
1990.
1990, but they had, I think they had some like reboot on Netflix, and they had the same guy who was the FBI agent. It's fantastic. This original 90s. They basically jumped the shark when they did the second season. It became unwatchable. So, but the first season you could just watch as the first year is fantastic though. But that's one that hooked me. What else we got here?
So let's change it up here a little
True
bit.
Detective, season 1 of True Detective. I think all the True Detectives don't stack evenly because they're all completely different seasons and different things. So first, I'd say True Detective first season would have to be number 1 on there. I would think
Number 1.
The first season.
They're
different
not number 1
casts.
overall. I gotcha.
Yeah, they're different casts. No, I would think it'd be high up there. Breaking Bad's really good the whole way through, but I would say season 1 of True Detective would be right up there with it. If you didn't have to factor in season 2 and season 3 and season 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you talk Mandalorian. Was that really a TV show, right? And then it kind of mixes in with Boba Fett. Like, there, it gets a little. I mean, I love the Mandalorian, obviously, but I'm not picking on it. But there's a couple of. I have 2 shows that I just thought of that aren't on the list that I think should be, and I'm wondering if you have any.
Not offhand.
Okay, I have 2.
I mean, I know Theta York would agree with me, but Regular Show should be on here. Regular Show is not on here.
Regular Show?
regular show.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Sorry, go ahead. What do you think should be on here?
So there's one absolute. I don't think that there's any argument that can be made against it for being that should be on this list, and that's Dexter.
I don't agree.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. I don't agree.
And you've seen it.
So back when I was in Arlington, when we worked overnights. We basically watched a lot of TV, 12-hour shifts. So we burned through a lot of seasons. So like True Blood, if True Blood's not in there, I think True Blood should be on there. True Blood was fun. So we watched True Blood, we loved it, and then they're like, "Oh, we need to watch Dexter." We couldn't get through a few episodes, and we're like, "This is so slow and boring. We want nothing to do with it." Next, so cut bait.
You cut bait way too early, dude. Way too early.
Is Mad Men's 21? That should be up there. Also, that's Breaking Bad material right there.
Dude, Dexter is top for me. Not number one, but Dexter is solid, dude. That thing was cliffhanger after cliffhanger. You cut bait way too early. Oh, unbelievable. How can you even say that?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So there was 6 of us on the overnight shift, and it was I think it was like we had 1 female and 5 males, and the female was the one that suggested True Blood. We all got hooked instantly, and we're like, "Yes, this is fucking great." Then she might have suggested Dexter, and dude, it was we all all together said no, absolutely. We gave it a few tries, could not do it.
What's a few tries? Like 1 episode?
We watched like 3 episodes, and it was boring as all hell. So I don't know.
No. So that's absolutely incorrect. The show's definitely not boring. It's one of the most edge of your seat shows that there ever was. It's crazy. All right.
What's the other one? Wow. Did you have another one?
So the other one is a throwback, and it's definitely should be on here. 24. It's got to be on here, dude. It's got to be on here. Tell me any other shows on this list where, not all of them, people are showing up and having like a party to do this. And I know tons of people that used to, like, 24 is coming on. There used to be house parties for 24. And it's such a different kind of an episode of a show that was never on before. Like, none of these are like 24. So I think it deserves a shout out on here.
I don't think so. But it might.
Again, you're wrong.
So. It might deserve a shout out over some of these other ones on here.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
But
you got a list of 50 here, and there's some crap on there.
Well, there's probably
I'd watch Dexter any day over Friends. Give me a break. I mean, it's totally different.
No, I wouldn't.
It's totally different because you got to commit yourself to the entire season if you're watching it, because it's like one big show.
Oh, but you know what though, on this, some of these the one in the end votes, this thing I think is a big skew thing for all of these. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Breaking Bad, it has 91. Game of Thrones, it has 100. Chernobyl, which came in 3, which I've heard good things about, has all these great scores, and then they gave it a 37. Do you see this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what votes is.
So I don't know what votes is, but it's. I mean, I think you take votes out and then relook at it. I think that is like the weak link in this rating scheme. Obviously, right?
And the fact that Dexter's not on it.
Yeah, it's not good enough. It couldn't be the 786.
Definitely good enough.
It couldn't be the 786 overall.
It's definitely good enough.
Yeah, Twilight Zone, right, was 11, and it was given a 4 by votes. A 4. So this is arbitrary. We've talked way too long on this.
That's okay. All right. Was there anything else that you wanted to hit before we wrap this thing up?
YouTube.
Oh boy, we know some new YouTubers.
Us.
Oof.
You believe that?
I don't. But I actually, so funny story. One of the things that you had to do for Pog was tag a YouTuber.
Uh-huh.
Guess who I tagged?
Who'd you tag?
Pop and Mags.
Really?
I did.
Oh, that's amazing.
I said I heard Pop and Mags are YouTubers now, so hey, guess they'll let anybody there.
Yeah, I mean, it made the right sense to go over to the YouTube, as the kids say, to expand our reach. I would encourage everyone just to stream us all the time and get our numbers up. But because that's the right thing to do, right, Pop?
Well, some would do that for their own episode. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But yeah, www.youtube.com/@popandmags to check us out on the YouTube.
Yeah. Any plans of future use?
We should do. Yeah, I think we should do some shorts on there, Pop.
Okay.
I know
pants?
I hate pants, man, but yeah.
Especially these days. Oh man.
It's a little ridiculous up north. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, yeah. Feels like we're running out of steam here. So why don't you go give Dexter another try, and we will see the rest of you on the boards.
I'll check out Dexter after Shawshank.
Okay.
Boards.
Bet. As Jordan Bain would say, bet. All right, guys. We will see you on the boards.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter @JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production
in association with Pam's Day Spa.